The National Library of Montenegro, Đurđe Crnojević, is a public institution that preserves the written, printed and publications in other media published in Montenegro and abroad. As part of its own publishing production, NLM publishes retrospective and current Montenegrin national bibliography. NLM is the parent library to all libraries in Montenegro and the national agency for the assignment of ISBN, ISSN, ISMN and other international bibliographic numbers, and for cataloguing in publication for publishers in Montenegro. NLM Đurđe Crnojević was named after the 15th-century ruler of Montenegro, who in 1493 established the first state printing house in the world and the second Cyrillic printing house in Europe. Since 2004, Jelena Đurović has been the director of the National Library. History 1592-1593, 42 books listed in the Cyrillic monastery during the reign of the dynasty Crnojević. These are the earliest preserved book inventories in Montenegro. 1838 Montenegrin ruler, bishop and poet, Peter II Petrovich Njegos, separated religious from secular books among the books that he and his predecessor, Peter I, procured for the Cyrillic monastery, and transferred them to his residence, the Billiard House. His library served as the state library. 1893 On the occasion of 400th anniversary of the Crnojević printing house, Prince Nicola I Petrovich Njegos founded the public library. 1896 The law of the Principality Montenegrin Library was adopted and the public library was entrusted with the task of collecting all works, in all languages, related to Montenegro, and books of the other Yugoslav and Slavonic people. The title of State Librarian was established. The library was housed in the premises of the Royal Theatre Zetski Dom along with the museum, where it remained until the end of World War II. 1905 By the law on printing in the Principality of Montenegro, the library was entitled to obtain the 3 obligatory copies of each printed issue in the territory of Montenegro, which significantly increased the library fund. 1918 Almost the entire library fund of the Royal Library was destroyed in the war. 1926 The National Museum Library in Cyrillic took over the role of the Central Scientific Library of Montenegro. It was mainly created from the remaining holdings of the former Royal Library. 1944 After the liberation of Cyrillic, the National Museum Library functioned as the central library in Montenegro. 1946 The Ministry of Education of the National Republic of Montenegro established the National Central Library in Cyrillic on March 26. 1951 Library got the building of the former French Embassy in Cyrillic. 1964 Due to the significant increase of the library holdings, the former Italian Embassy building became the headquarters of the library. 1964 Library was renamed the Central National Library, Đurđe Crnojević. 1981 The library was provided with a central depot for the accommodation of library holdings, on the area of 4,500 square meters, which is located within the complex of the former Italian Embassy. 2012 Central National Library of Montenegro, Đurđe Crnojević, was renamed the National Library of Montenegro, Đurđe Crnojević. Buildings. NLM Đurđe Crnojević is located at 2 sites in Cyrillic, in 2 significant historical mansions built in 1910 for the Italian and French diplomacies in the Kingdom of Montenegro. The former Italian embassy was built according to the project designed by the Italian architect Corradini, while the former French embassy was designed by renowned French architect Paul Godet. Collections. The library collection of NLM Đurđe Crnojević consists of about 2 million books. newspapers, magazines, manuscripts, geographical and historiographical maps, atlases, printed music, postcards and photographs, albums, catalogues, audio and video materials, micrographic forms and other library materials. Library material is arranged into three sections: basic holdings, special collection and museum holdings. The general collection consists of books and serial publications from all scientific fields, in various languages. Special collections consists of manuscripts and documentary materials, a collection of old and rare books, a map collection, a collection of music and audio-visual holdings, and a graphic and artistic collection. The museum holdings consist of the National Collection, Montenegrin or Crnogorica, and legacies. General collection. The general collection contains all publications acquired by legal deposit, purchase, gift and international exchange. This fund counts about 800,000 books, 13,000 newspaper titles and 11,300 journal titles, European, international, and Montenegrin. Special collections, collection of manuscripts and documentary materials. The oldest manuscripts, mainly written by former rulers and prominent persons in Montenegro, date from the 18th and 19th centuries. This collection also holds some personal documents, reports, verdicts. Some of the most valuable manuscripts are Pismo Unjanima, written by Bishop Sava in 1774, Pismo Vladika Petra I Petrović Gaza Bjelici Izmagina from 1794, Chronogorsiman Abrodu Portaros, 1817, and Poems of Peter II Petrovich Njegos. The Old and Rare Books collection contains about 10,000 library items, including incunabula, post-incunabula, old books, rare editions and miniatures. Among the most valuable Cyrillic manuscript is Otoknik from the end of the 14th century. Among printed books, the oldest ones in the collection are Noctis Atasi, printed in typography of Andrea Paltorzic Kotoranen, and Epistolae Sancti Hieronymi. Among periodicals from the late 18th and 19th centuries, Orphaelan's Slavano-Serbskij magazine, the first Serbian journal from 1768, stands out for its rarity. The cartographic collection consists of more than 500 geographical atlases and 2,500 geographic maps. The oldest and most valuable atlas in the Montenegrin National Library collection originates from 1764. It is the first Mediterranean atlas, Carte de la mer Méditerranée, by celebrated French hydrographer Joseph Roux. The collection also includes 42,800 postcards, of which the oldest ones can be a very important material for studying the life of the former residents of Cetinje and Montenegro, who recorded their impressions of the great European and world cities, as well as the events from the private lives on these postcards. The music and audio-visual holdings contain about 27,000 library items, that is about 19,000 audio-visual materials and 8,000 printed music, among which albums Crnogorski, 70 Narodnia Pisni of Ludwig Kuba from 1890, and motifs from Montenegro. The concert for violin and piano by Anton Pogačar have a special value. Among other items, this collection has about 7,500 single records, 7,000 LP records, 4,100 audio cassettes, more than 200 video cassettes and 1,000 CDs. The artistic and graphic collection contains about 74,000 posters of all kinds, of which 17,000 Montenegrin, political, film, concert, exhibition, theatrical, educational, tourism, commercial. Special for the rarity and artistic value of the posters made for the plays performed at the Royal Theatre, Zetski Dom, in Cetinje, for the end of the 19th and the beginning of the 20th century. Museum holdings. The National Collection Montenegrin was formed and enriched on the basis of three criteria, on which the Montenegrin national bibliography is based. It includes publications whose authors were born in Montenegro or originating from Montenegro. The publications published, issued, or printed within the territory of Montenegro, independent of the authorship and theme. The publications thematically related to Montenegro, regardless of the authorship, language and place of publication. The Montenegrin collection contains more than 40,000 books, many of them being unique and rare, and about 1,300 magazines and newspapers, with about 85,000 issues, among which unique and rare are Cyrillic, Orlic, Crnogorka, Crnogorac, Glas Crnogorka and Provjeta. Old Montenegrin periodicals collection includes 175 titles, or more than 12,000 issues. Modern, current magazines and newspapers include titles since 1946. To date, the legacies NLM, Third Crnojević, special gift libraries of prominent Montenegrin creators, have the status of national cultural heritage. They consist of books, archive materials, and personal belongings of 7 contributors: Dr. Perosok, Nikola Jonovic, Dr. Pavla Mijovic, Dr. Niko S. Martinovic, Director of Historical Institute of Montenegro, Director of NLM, Đurđe Crnojević, member of the Serbian Academy of Arts and Sciences, Dusan Đurđanović, Radivoje Lola Đukić, and Dr. Dusan J. Martinovic, bibliographer, publisher, Director of High School in Cetinje, Director of NLM, Đurđe Crnojević, Chief Editor of Crnogorska Bibliografia 1494–1994. Virtual Library of Montenegro. The electronic catalogue of NLM, Third Crnojević, contains more than 220,000 bibliographic records, including books, serial publications, articles from journals and newspapers, and publications from special collections. The electronic catalogue is available on the Internet at http://vbcg.me, Kobis Digital Library, NLM. Third Crnojević, as a member of the Conference of European National Librarians, installed its own electronic catalogue, as the Common Catalogue of Montenegrin Libraries, and a part of its digitized collections on the web portal of European National Libraries, TEL.